Hi, this is Cayman with S&B, and today I have our intercooler pipes for the 13 to 18 6.7 Cummins. These feature large silicone wrapped hose couplers. Make all these in-house, and then large mandrel bent tubes. These are nice and polished. Gonna look great underneath the hood and also fix the issue with the passenger side intake tube where there's a huge dent and restriction in the tube. This really complements our intake well as well. First step of the install is getting the intake removed. You're gonna need a 13 mil and a flat head for that step and remove a couple electrical connectors. But we're gonna get right into the install as we already removed the intake. So we're gonna get our clamps removed on the intercooler boots. Those are 11 mil or 7/16. And we'll get started right away. All right. Now with the 7/16, here's the first clamp. Get right on the top of it. Get this removed. Now we're gonna grab the pipe and start to wiggle it off of the turbo here. So we got the turbo side off. Now we're gonna work on the intercooler side. So now we'll remove the clamp on the other side as well. A little hard to see with the guard here behind the, right there. We'll get on it, get this loosened up. Now we'll drop down below again. You can see this clamp is facing towards the frame. Not sure how it's gonna be on your vehicle, but on this case, we're gonna use a ratcheting wrench to loosen it up. Now we have them both loosened up. We're gonna work on breaking free this coupler. So I got it off of the intake elbow, the throttle body flange. And then now we'll work on removing the lower side. Now to make the removal easier, as well as the install of the S&B easier, we're gonna go ahead and remove the wheel well liner. These are just a bunch of 8 millimeters. Now with the wheel well liner out, we can easily access and pull this off of the intercooler. Now with both sides removed, we'll get it removed right out here like this. You can see the massive difference between the two pipes. This is the stock pipe on the passenger side, and this measures out at 2 inches. And you can see that same section on the S&B is 3.5 inches. So a huge increase, over 70% just in this area, but through the whole pipe as well. High quality silicone wrapped couplers that are made in-house to cap off the end with stainless steel T-bolt clamps. You can see the difference on the driver's side as well, just a massive increase in size and volume. So now we're gonna be installing the passenger side pipe. The first step is gonna be taking the coupler and shoving it as far onto the tube as you can. there'll be a stopper in there where you can't push it any further. Next, we're gonna make sure and get the coupler installed onto the lower intercooler. So you can see the coupler is facing up just like this. Get it in position. We're gonna take the pipe assembly with the coupler. Then we're gonna get this pressed on. At this time you can also throw your clamp on. In this clamp, we have it on the passenger side facing up. So now when we rotate this down into that lower coupler, we're gonna want some pressure back on it to help line things up. Now we just need to put a little bit more pressure on the pipe and we'll get it rotated into this lower coupler. So now that we have them both installed, we can pull the pipe out of that coupler just to where it's lined up perfectly where it's supposed to go, and then get this one lined up. So you can see now everything's perfect. There's clearance around all the hoses. The fan shroud's clear. Now what we need to do is string our T-bolt clamps around that top coupler as well as the lower ones and get them tightened up now. So we broke this T-bolt clamp free. Get it strung through, and our spring put back on as well. Without the lower ones that are already on?
The lower is already there.
Okay, great. Now this T-bolt clamp, get it around the pipe. Now we're going to get these tightened down, then we'll get them torqued down to 75 inch-pounds. So now we have the OEM pipe next to the S&B. You can see this is kind of the curved section with the OEM pipe, and this is the straight section. Get the straight coupler pushed onto the pipe. You can even push it past the lip to give you a little bit more clearance in there, then you can pull it up and over. And then for this one, we just want to match that same angle. Again, we can push that one a little bit past as well, just to give ourselves a little bit more room. Now we will get the fit inside, pushed on to the intercooler and the throttle body. So now you can work on this lower coupler. Get it pressed on. Now we can extend top coupler. Okay, now we have the pipe in place. Go back and check and make sure everything is good. Now we can get our clamps broken free and around the pipes and get them tightened up. Now we'll get this clamp broken free, strung around. Now we're gonna get all these T-bolt clamps tightened down, then torqued to 75 inch-pounds. So now you want the clamp on the driver's side facing downward. You can get straight on it, just hold it in place and get it tightened down. And that's the install for the S&B intercooler pipes for the 2013 to 18. All you need to do now is put the fender liner back in, reinstall the intake. Always good to do a drive test to make sure all the clamps are tightened down properly and the installation is complete. Please let us know if you have any questions.